It's time to stop! It's time to stop, okay?
Memes aside, it is actually time to stop, and that's not coming from me, that's coming from Naoki Yoshida, the producer and director of Final Fantasy XIV himself. In no uncertain terms, there has been a statement saying that bans are going to be issued, which can start all the way from 3 to 20 days, and that this can be escalated all the way to permanent account bans. From this article, it's very clear that they're not playing around this time, and that it's time for all of us to listen up because that guillotine is coming down harder than your MMR. It actually kind of makes sense because they literally did rework all of PvP, and undeniably that was a lot of development time and a lot of expense, and so I'm pretty sure they don't want that to go to waste. And as someone who has been doing a lot of PvP, which I am actually genuinely enjoying, I'm finding myself queuing into it way more than I should. These changes are unfortunately 100% necessary. Everything here needed to be said and needs to be done, which is another thing that I didn't expect to say about our community, but alas, here we are. There's a bit of context for anyone who hasn't really kept up or might be returning to the game. To say the absolute least, PvP has gone a massive substantial overhaul, which has included custom job actions with custom limit breaks. We've got the crystalline conflict, and PvP overall has gone a lot of honestly well-deserved attention. I for one absolutely love PvP, and I have somehow degenerate gameplayed my way straight into Diamond, but these are all actually real problems that were listed in here, like all of these things. The post is divided into two major categories. The first one is titled Uncooperative and Lethargic Behavior, which basically refers to people basically sitting in spawn, throwing the game, soft throwing the game, AFK, farming points, whatever you want to call it. The point is, in game it's going to usually present itself as them sitting in spawn or running into a wall when they are thinking that they're gonna lose or that a loss is gonna happen, or they're farming points. Which really does feel really bad. Winning at 4 versus 5 is actually very tough. And as someone who has played many turnaround games, comebacks are actually real. Damn, I played Overwatch and League of Legends for years, and so that is actually imprinted on my mind, and it's just comebacks are real. And I think that Final Fantasy XIV's PvP scene is so I don't want to use the word immature, but so new and such a foreign concept to Final Fantasy XIV players that they don't understand, oh, comebacks can actually happen. And I can say that I have single-handedly had that happen in many of my PvP games. A well-timed series of ults at overtime really goes far. Just ask White Mage and Samurai to limit break at the same time on overtime. You'll win. Am I really saying that? But it's true though. I don't think many people who have played much PvP would deny that. But on a more serious note, nothing guarantees a loss as much as the self-fulfilling prophecy of sitting at spawn contributing nothing. Because a lot of people are just oh, this match is probably going to be a loss, I'm just going to stop trying. That is a self-fulfilling prophecy. And now people might say that this isn't that much of a problem, but I've unironically even seen crystal level players that I get matched with in competitive, especially lately, do similar. It's really demotivating because, okay, this dude literally is in spawn, tabbed out to Nico Jishi or something. I am glad that I never heard of some high school anime that makes the Full Alchemist, Elfen Lied, Code Geass, Death Note, Watching Me of the Past wonder where all the good anime went. Life was honestly better at 10. Literally 10 years old me was so much happier with that. But the point is, it sucks now. I'm glad that this is being addressed because, to be frank, if you sit at spawn during a match, rest assured that we want you to be able to queue into our matches and be on our team even less than you want to be in the match that you're AFKing or running into the wall during. I should have put that at the start of the video, but that's for real exactly how everyone feels. And the second category is about taunting and bad behavior, and overall a whole bunch of unhinged degeneracy that I'm shocked to see in 14 now. But there are a ton of points here that I will just read off, but these aren't exhaustive. Repeatedly using the quick chat phrase, nice job, during a disadvantageous situation. Repeatedly using another quick chat phrase. Basically, stop spamming quick chat to be a sarcastic jerk. This should be self-explanatory. And then persistently placing a negative target marker on another player regardless of whether they are an ally or an opponent has happened to me. We're using and repeating an emote on top of a downed opponent. I guess you can't squat, quote unquote squat. I don't know, could you say No, probably not on YouTube. I'm not gonna say that, but anyone who's from my generation knows what that is. Setting off fireworks on top of a downed opponent, using tell or other methods to directly harass or criticize a player outside of a duty after a match has ended. If you have been playing Final Fantasy XIV for any period of time, you know that is a big no-no. Slandering other players through other means outside the game, such as social media. Note, they said that this isn't an exhaustive list, but listen, I have actually unfortunately seen all of this in some form other than the fireworks. I've had people unironically more when I queue for casual matches, and yes, I said casual, not ranked. It's actually very interesting, but casual matches spam pings when I died with nice job or good match very often. I even had one gift from God above even spam that and put an ignore sign on me, which after watching them dash into enemy and get utterly manhandled confirmed to me that they have the same level of cognitive functioning as a toaster strudel. Another one that people will probably laugh at is, yes, trust me, rest assured that as someone that unfortunately makes YouTube videos, yes, unfortunately, I have been given, how to say it, I have been messaged after rounds some of the most lovely things in /tell that you could imagine. Joy. Sometimes the whispers are nice and supportive, and believe me, I do love and appreciate that so much, but damn, some of you really need to chill out, like, holy shit. Like, listen, I got my red mage skills in PvP. Trying it out for the first few games in casual was a little rough, but you don't need to tell me that you wish for me to keep myself safe and hope that my channel burns to the ground and that I'm somehow a failed Mr. Happy wannabe. My software development manager would probably be fascinated to hear that. To mention my doctor boyfriend, but who am I? See, if I'm a YouTuber, I aspire to just be a YouTuber, okay? Do this shit for fun. I'm not paid nearly enough for this shit. Then just another point on this list that I've had the unfortunate experience of lurking on some random streamers that I really just, how to say it, I like during work like to just sometimes lurk on streams. I don't even message in chat, I just have it playing in the background just to like calm me down during a coding. But I've had like some of these streamers really need to relax that were like popping off on teammates, like yelling at the top of their lungs and stuff, which was some of the most awkward experiences to watch, especially because while I don't presume and never would really call myself an amazing player, because like that is actual cringe, bro, I watched their stream and they made many mispositioning mistakes, burned MP on recuperate spam, and used cooldowns poorly, to say the least. Again, I'm not saying that I'm a god tier player, but even I was like watching and I'm like, ooh. It was one of those moments where you're just like, okay, go off, chief, but that one person that you soloed out on your team and screamed out on your stream was definitely why you lost. This is why I lurk. Now, the one thing that I am sad to see go from this list that I surprisingly never saw, was using fireworks on top of a downed opponent. Like, damn, that is actually comedic gold. Obviously don't do that now, it's clear that it's bannable. But that shit's funny. After describing all of these situations, Yoshi P went into details about what the entire reporting and ban system looks like, and so when a report is made, logs are reviewed, and if the reviewed action is confirmed, then the penalty may be allowed. Nothing surprising here, but this can be all the way from a starting ban of 3 to 20 days, so that is a significant chunk of time to start out with, but if things are pretty bad, can lead to a full account ban. So take the word of warning seriously, I'd say, because 3 to 20 days to start is pretty hefty, and that's being a full account ban. Guys, that's even the only reason I'm even making this video. Like, so many other people have already covered it. Chat, I don't know how you get a fucking video out in literally half an hour, but people have. But like, I'm just trying to make it really clear. You got, like, this is being said as clearly as it can get, that don't do this or you'll get banned. Lastly, this ends with Yoshi P talking about false positives on people who are being toxic. Essentially, they go through a lot of vetting and checking through the report to ensure that it does fall into bans. And then lastly, of course, there is mentioning on balancing, which I just did a video on my channel at like 1 o'clock in the morning. Whew, I'm pushing my luck and sleep schedule these days, like dang. But I did that. Lots of changes are in there. Anyhow, that is really all I have to say on this. Make sure to take care, everyone, and if you are acting up, please stop for the love of God. This article could not be more of a clear warning. And I will end this video on saying, no, I didn't see a single mention of adventurer plates in this entire document, so long live my stupidity. Take care, everyone, and happy PvP. Hallelujah for adventurer plates.